All right, guys, we're gonna start tearing down the 03 Vulcan. So we're gonna have, this is a 1600. We're gonna have some parts available. We have definitely started to work on this and pull it apart. Just getting you a video of this before I take off the tank and the gauges. So tank's good. That is drilled out, so you don't have to worry about that. It's just whatever. Other than a little dent here you can barely see. A couple little chippies, but otherwise pretty good. I'm gonna show you quick how this lights up. Gauges are working. Odometer. Gas gauge is up to 2. I'm gonna pull the gas out of it. And that is pretty much it. No more CDI. So we can't start it. All right, so that's that. I think this is a 5. Let's see. I had a tool out here a minute ago. I like to set things in the wrong places and lose them. Oh, over here. So, nope, it's smaller than that. It must be a 4. This is a 5. Get a 4mm, pull this off, and then there's a plug. Once you have your tin beauty cover removed, we have 2 more 4mm nuts. 4mm hex bolts here. They're not nuts, they're bolts. A little bit of dirt. We take these 2 guys out, and we should be free, I believe. Might be a little stuck. Lift it off there. Yep, then we're free. So now we unplug something. Got your ignition wires over here. Unplug that. Just push down on this and pull out. I have to do it 2 hands, I believe. And then also on the back end, there'll be another clip back here. Push down on that, and you can relieve that, and then this whole thing lifts off. There we go. As I said, this one has the clip up here. You just push down there and get that out. But this one is kind of the reverse. The wiring harness is going to be sitting on here. You have a little clip to pull that off. And then here, you actually lift up on a clip to get that sucker out. So there you go. That's that. All good. Ignition included. There you go. As for the tank, it is drilled out. I just opened it up. Looks good in there. This is a giant tank. I really don't want to have to ship this, but I guess I can charge what I might think would cost. So on the tank we have 12s. Yeah. 12mm bolts down here. Loosen that up. You do have a grounding point here for the wiring harness. Something's plugged in there. And then that's probably it. We're gonna have to disconnect fuel lines, but I think we have to get this off first. And there's a fuel pump, which I think I'll sell separately, because that seems to bring some good money. All right, set that aside. How we doing on this one? It's pretty loose. All right, don't want to lose this stuff. Okay, yep, that lifts free. Oh, look at that. We have another one right here. That's cool. Another 12. Get her loose. And once that's out, we can lift this tank off and disconnect fuel lines and such. Seems weird to have this bike without gauges. Looks empty up there. All right, so that's free. Oh, this lifts off of there. Okay, it's pretty heavy with gas, so I better watch what I'm doing here. Gotta lift it up, and I guess gas won't come out without a fuel pump pumping, but I think I'll lose a little bit down here. Oh, that's right, this is one of those guys. Okay, so to get the fuel line off, we gotta pinch. Ugh. Here, let me set this up a little bit. All right, so these wires come from the tank. They're easy to get to, obviously. A little pin here, you push that down. Oh, I don't remember. You got to get this little guy loose. So maybe use a screwdriver if this is worn. And then those, ooh, she's falling. And then, yeah. So push that little tab right there down so you can get these loose. And then this fell, but you see right here, this is our fuel line right here. Push this on either side, little gray buttons, and then that'll pop off there and be ready to catch fuel. Now, it might drip a little bit, but I think we'll be okay since the fuel pump's not pumping at the moment. I'll try it right now. Push in. Ugh, I can't reach it. Push in on either end. Yeah, I gotta do this with a different setup. All right, while you're pulling the tank off, be very careful. Don't scratch it, don't drop it. But I will tell you, I was wrong about these. You actually need to push up on that little tab in there, and then they come out. So it locks onto there. So you can see, just lift up simply. That locks it in place. Just simply lift up on that. You get those out. I was right about the fuel line. Grab those gray tabs, push it in and wiggle it off. Shouldn't be any leaking gas because it's fuel injected and it's not on and pumping. Then you have a vent line over here, which I pulled off just now because I forgot about it. So there's a vent line right there. Here it is. So then you should be free. Wires, fuel line, vent line. And there she is. Sans tank. Now you can see the engine, fuel injection system, coolant fill. Hey, look, you have to take that off to get your coolant. Put your thermostat in there. I don't know, she looks pretty good. There's your ignition coils, one on either side. It's definitely a solid frame to support the 1600 engine. So sad to see her falling apart, but that's what we got. So now over here, your fuel pump is going to be right there. That's your fuel pump. And I think this wire here goes to what would be your fuel level sensor. So I think that's separate. And there we go. That's your tank off. Now, how do you drain it? Well, I think you tilt it to that corner, put a line down in there and siphon it out, because that's what I did before. There's no fuel petcock that you can just drain it. Fuel pump, it's pretty much all you got. So that's what I'm gonna do. This is the overflow right here, overflow line, pulled it up through the bike. So there she is in all her glory. Like I said, gonna sell the fuel pump separately. It brings a good penny, and she's a pretty good tank, ready to go. I'm gonna drain the fuel out because it is fresh new fuel. And guys, I'll see you on the next one. If you want to see anything inside the tank, let me know. I'll show you once I drain it, the fuel pump. And like I said, I guess the fuel pump and the level sensor are separate. So I guess we can sell them separately. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Get out and ride or tear apart your bike.